What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, ReadOptionAgency.com, 22 years selling on eBay. All right. How was your yesterday? All right. Well, we're going to get into what happened yesterday. I'm also going to get into the changes I made and how they appear to be working. So we'll get into that and get into the numbers and some stuff and see what's going on. It did look like there was a shutdown a little bit later than normal. And it looked like it was about from my time about 4 to about 10 this morning. It should be about 2 to 8 California time. Really nothing came through during those hours. But let's see what we did yesterday. So one thing about making more money doesn't necessarily mean you have to make more money. Sometimes it means you just cut your costs. So that's what I was doing, getting out of the volume game for now. Since eBay's not allowing me to play the volume game because of the site issues, then I've got to pivot, if you will. And you know what? It may be a good pivot. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Yesterday, I kind of was just leisure, and it felt good. I didn't feel half rushed. I still came down and did all the shipping. Adrian may have done a few pieces there at the end, but I just kept up with everything. It was just very relaxing. I probably listed maybe 40 to 60 items, and I just kind of breathed. I like that. Even though I've only made it to $504 yesterday. So, before you heard me say that my low end has to be 721. And that's because I was playing the volume game, meaning my cost on an item to sell that item was a lot greater. Because like if you sell a $4 CD and it takes $4 to ship it, that's 100% selling costs. Not counting the fees. So you're already over 100% selling cost on that one item, right? So my new goal getting out of the volume game is to keep my selling costs under 50%. So if I keep it under 50%, I don't have to make as much money out the gate to still pay everything across the board. So if that don't make sense, I'll explain a little bit deeper in a minute. So yesterday, $504, and I knew it was going to be a weird day number-wise. 27 items sold, only 8 organic, and 19 promoted. So being that we know that big issue was going on, I figured there was going to be a shutdown overnight last night to kind of help rectify whatever happened the night before. And I read an article where some were speculating that they were probably trying to fix the search because we know that the search has had a lot of issues. And it went wrong. So that's one speculation. But being the organics are so low, that kind of indicates usually those days when something major is really whacked out. So today so far, we are going on 11 a.m., kind of getting a late start, but I'm in that late leisurey mode right now. So I kind of embracing it and enjoying it for the moment. So we're going on 11. I've got 5 items sold, 3 of them organic, 2 are promoted, with a total of $89. So before I was like, I gotta get 150 to 250, and 150 is my low end. I got to get there, and that's because my costs were so high, and I was playing that volume game. But now that I'm not playing that volume game, I don't have to get there anymore. And those exact numbers I won't have until I get a week or 2 under my belt like this to get an average for every day and what I need to do. Because the thing that hasn't changed is the amount of money I need to switch over to my bank account, which is still $291 a day. So that's the money I have to make per day to pay all the payroll, all the bills and everything, right? So one way, instead of making more money, is lowering your costs. And I'll use yesterday as an example of that. So since I turned off my sales, my lowest stuff items is like $5.55 and $5.99 instead of like $4 and $4.20 and down in there, because that's when I'm getting into the 100% selling costs. 4 for 4, and then the fees on top of it, you're over 100% selling costs. So I want to get that number. I was running probably, it's hard to say because I'd have to go back and redo the math, because it wasn't an exact. That's one reason I'm doing shipping on eBay now. It wasn't exact science, because with stamps.com I'd have to buy $400 worth of stamps at one time and then catch up and stuff like that. So it wasn't an exact science. So doing it all on eBay with the shipping, I can see exactly what it costs me to ship an item, to sell an item, period, because it's going to include my eBay fees and it's going to include the shipping amount. So my goal was to keep that number under 50% now that I'm doing it all through eBay in order for this to work properly. So yesterday, all right, so yesterday was $504. My shipping cost was only $188.23, which was 37.4%. So I was well below the 50% selling cost. What that kind of means is I sold some higher dollar items that, the difference between the cost when it comes to eBay fees and the shipping cost and the price of the item. That's what you're looking for. This is the item, this is the fees. This is a $4 CD, this is the cost of it. You sell a $30 item, it's going like this. You see what I'm saying? If you don't understand. But then, so my net sales was $286.27. Well, my net sales need to be $291. So technically, I'm only $5 off of my goal, even though I did $218 less than before. So even though my sales are down, I still basically almost met my goal. And that's beautiful, because that means, you know what? I can relax a little bit and just, as long as it stays consistent. That was only 27 items sold. And so, and then, days are going to vary depending on if I sell more low dollar CDs and cassettes as opposed to a couple of pieces of clothing and a shoe or whatever the case may be. So it's going to vary. So that's why I'm going to need like a week or so to really dial in exactly what's going to happen, because 37.4, that's actually lower than I expected. I'm just trying to keep it at 50 and under. So having a 37, that was like, wow, that's cool. I got a nice surprise there. So, so today, if I keep so yesterday's total money then was $553. That's processing. That's going to go in my account tomorrow, minus the stuff I sell today. So if I keep it at, say, 50% selling cost today, it's only going to take, well, I guess it depends on how much I make. So that's the variable thing. But yeah, so it wouldn't necessarily be that. So, but anyway, that's going to vary. That's where I'm still trying to wrap my head around the processing numbers and stuff. So because I was thinking if 553, 50% of that is going to be what, 225, and then that's going to be below, but that depends on how much I sell today. So it could still vary, even out over a couple of days even. So if I'm thinking all this right. So I am not mad at the $504 being my cost to move. That was a lot lower than I expected. And that's if I'm reading these numbers correctly and see how they correlate each day upon day upon day. So like the day before yesterday, the money that went into my account, I want $291, but $485 went in. So that was like a day and a half. So I've got leeway there, a little room, which is the profit. So if I keep that number high, then that's what matters. But I knew yesterday was going to be a total bummer day. Hopefully today will be a lot better than 500. But it's been pretty quiet this morning. Pretty quiet. I mean, we're at 11 o'clock, and beside the offers I took this morning, I've only sold 2. So 3 items, not counting the offers I took, 3 items since 4 o'clock in the morning. So we're going on 7 hours now with 3 items sold, being the offers have not been paid for yet. So that's pretty bleak. But we're not playing the volume game anymore. We're playing with the big boys now. Well, I don't know. But I kind of liked yesterday's results. Who would have thought that I'm sitting here comfortable at $500? And that's probably my second to the lowest, third lowest day in the last 30 days. And I'm okay with that. That's telling you I made the right, hopefully, over time will tell, I'm making the right choices. So I don't care if I don't sell 6 CDs today, because that's my lower dollar stuff anyway. Now, if I sell a couple of higher dollar ones at $10 a piece, then bonus. Make sense? I hope I explained that right. So bringing down my costs by not messing, keeping my prices higher is putting more money in my bank, obviously. You would think that's common sense, but it's kind of so easy to overlook when you're playing the volume game. When you're playing the volume game, you kind of go that route because you're wanting people to stack CD, stack more than one item in an order. And it used to be that way for me, but times are changing, the site is changing, plus the site has issues, so have to adapt. So that's what is happening. So where it goes from here, I don't know. Maybe, I just start, you don't get nothing for the lots of the low dollar stuff. That's why I always did it individually. So we'll see from here. Hopefully the buy 2, get free shipping will entice people to really buy more stuff, but we'll see over time. I might have to take that off and do like 3 and get free shipping, I don't know. I don't even know if I had any of those yesterday. Maybe that's why my costs were lower, because I think I did have 1, if I remember correctly. But so like today with $89, my shipping cost as it stands right now, because I haven't shipped anything, is 18.6%. So $89 at 18.6% selling cost, that's the fees. So then after I ship this stuff, we'll come back and we'll see what the percentage is. And I want to keep it 50% or lower. All right. So remind me to come back to that. Let's go to YouTube and questions and comments. Curious to see what that was yesterday's video. Yesterday's video went crazy for my stuff. 3.3. If you didn't see the last night's late video I put up, was how I use Vendoo, how I'm using Vendoo. So you can watch that video if you decide to use it. I have that affiliate link below where you can save 25% the first month. And watch that video, and then I kind of explain the best way to kind of use the coupon and move your stuff over. So that being said, also, I got a message from the Giropack company, and they asked if I wanted to have a long-term partnership. And what he's saying that would include is me talking about the product here and there in videos and just over long term. And I go, well, I talk about it in almost every video, and I have it kind of displayed behind me. You guys can see the bright colors, because if it's going to save you guys money, because it's saving me money, if it's going to save you money, because it's the lowest cost that I've found, and I've been using mailers for years, I want you guys to benefit too. And then also, if I can benefit on top of it, why not, right? So I guess, instead of charging people for content, it's like the bonus way of doing it, instead of being, doing it all and being kind of a greed person, if you will. I don't want to be that person. I want to give any nuggets of information I can for free. This is kind of like a little perk for me, and I do totally 100% appreciate your guys' support with it. It's awesome. So I told them, I do 5 shipping videos a week, and that is displayed right behind me. I pretty much talk about it because I use them every day, and I like getting that 10% kickback. Link is below. Urban Picker saves you 10% at checkout. Here is, I guess I'm okay with the same. Let me read this first just to make sure. Oh yeah, so it's kind of cool. So wow, I just got to say, what you're doing is totally blowing my mind. And I'm gonna give you a little feedback on some of this too, because I noticed something yesterday, but I'm looking at it in a positive, even though it's kind of a negative. It's a little bit of a negative here and there, but it's a positive. Because because of you guys, I've got $150 in affiliate money so far, and my last order was $243, I think. So with your guys' support, that's my stuff might be paid for by the time I have to reorder, which is something I've never expected. Free goods? That's pretty cool. I really appreciate your effort, and it's way beyond what I expected. As a long-term partner, we'd love to show our gratitude with some extra perks. So as per our usual tradition, we'll be sending out some shipping mails regularly every month for you. And hey, if you need any specific product models, let me know, and I'll make sure to send them out to you. Thanks again. So, what I did notice on some of them, and why I'm taking it as a positive as opposed to a negative, is some of them are not perfect. I've had 2 out of this batch so far that was off. But what it is the glue, when they sealed this, went a little bit awry. So it just cut off a little bit more. So the CD was a little bit snugger getting in. Snugger, is that a word? Snugger getting in. But the way I looked at it, I'd rather have too much glue than not enough glue, because some of those cheap, like I've dealt with a cheap brand in the past where I had to use tape to hold it closed because there was so little glue on the thing, it was just falling apart. So I'd rather have a little too much glue than not enough glue. So, and beyond that, I've had no customers complain about anything yet. So it's given me the same results as the ones that seem like were a little bit thicker. And they are 0.01 ounce lighter than the ones I was using. And now today, with the way at least for now, the way the shipping cost is set up, a 4% or 4 ounce CD is going to cost you less with Ground Advantage than a 5 ounce CD with Media Mail. And this is the 1 ounce difference. So this is technically, at times, not every time, but at times can save me 25, 20, 10, 30 cents, because I don't have to ship it media because it's 5. I can ship it ground because it's 4, and it's saving me some money. So that's another little perk. So that's beautiful. So I haven't ordered. I didn't see what the biggest ones they had because I don't think they have any big ones. Because you got to remember that this company's running like the way I used to, on volume. So when you're doing volume, you have to do them. It's got to be about speed and efficiency. I'm glad that they're not cutting corners with the glue. If they were cutting corners with the glue, I'd be out. I'd be like, see ya, because I won't deal with that. So here's the ones that are a little bit bigger. I got orange for those. So got my Halloween colors going on. So I think that's all I needed to say about that. Yeah, so I'm still happy with it. So if there comes a time where they start cutting corners, trust me, I will cut it like no tomorrow. So I'm not going to sell out. If it's working for me, it's going to work for you. So once it doesn't work if it wound up going south, you'll know, because I will let you know. So as of right now, it's all beautiful. So order away. The link is below. The affiliate link is below. All right. I haven't ordered any more poly bags yet because I got plenty of those. I just got another order from eBay for free. So I got more of the big ones. All right. Let's go. Do some questions and comments. We're 21. Ever played Jerry Reed songs backwards? No. Skinny Puppy is kind of metal. Let's see. I have about 50 items listed. Not much action past few days. Though I have 10 years experience and good photos and keywords, some listings haven't got any views. Some a ton. No offers to send out. I think a lot of times a lot of people I see, I've never paid attention to page views. Never. So many people kind of hone in on that. It only takes one person to buy an item. So don't worry about page views per se. Kind of just go incognito and see if you can see where your standings are, and we can try to figure out how and why they are where they are, whether they're up or whether they're down. And, with me when I was playing around, that's all I was trying to do. Because at one point, out of 240, if I just typed adjustable baseball hats in, I was having 15, 20 in the first 240. And that went away. But I didn't change anything to make that go away. It was something on the eBay side and their algorithm that changed. And I was never able to figure out how to get that back. It just never came back for me. So, yeah, don't worry about page views per se. And if you do, share it on your social media and have your couple of friends click on it. And then maybe it gets popped up in the algorithm. See if that works for you. I've done that before, where I've asked people, hey, click on this. I want to see if you guys clicking on this, if it gives them more traffic, if it sells today. And it kind of generated, it 100% did pop it up in the algorithm. I know, I can remember that for sure. Then I listed 10 things tonight and woke up with 7 offers to send out. So it seems listings that's stuff bumped me somewhere, but in the past I used to sell all the time and had better luck. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, when things are spot on, like that first 3 weeks in June, I mean, I was killing it. And that's what normality felt like. I'm eating less food, so smaller portions. I only had half of a can of soda yesterday out of the last 3 days because I was still getting a caffeine headache. So I nursed about a half a can throughout the day while drinking my Gatorade so I could sleep better, but getting off that caffeine stuff. On your cross listing, issue 40 plus thousand items. Can you delist down to under 40? Then export. Why do I do that on words that I know? I freaking brain fart. Over to Poshmark. Then relist the additional items. Yes and no, because now that I've noticed too, to Vendu, I've got more than 50,000. I've got 50,000 plus the international sites because it's wanting to pull those over too. So technically, I've got over 100, probably over 120,000 in Vendu's eyes. So I would have to turn off my web interprets plus delist 10,000 items, and I'm not going there. I'd rather do it the way I did it in the video just to show you guys and just build slowly like that. Who are you using to share, or are you doing it all yourself? Doing it all myself. I'm doing it all. Doing it all. James, are you seeing any shady buyer addresses? Twice now recently I have. Most recent yesterday. Buyer makes an offer. Then one offer was in reason. After sale, doing label, buyer, not names. Okay, I can't read this. There's lines going through everything and stuff, and a wacky letter number code in the address. Answer your question. No, I have not had no shady stuff going on, address-wise. This has to be the best, most detailed authentication of a bag on YouTube ever. Thank you for sharing. I don't remember what was in that video, but thank you. Want to really affect change at eBay because it is off the rails? Somehow get all this information to people in stock market. Well, that's what I've been saying. That's what I'm working on. I love Vendu so easy. I am a very small part-time seller, enough to pay my health insurance and prescriptions. Anyway, I listed some items yesterday, and where you enter description, it asked if you wanted AI to fill in description. I used it for the first time yesterday. It was funny. Also, normally my title would be transposed down to the description, and I always use that as my description with maybe any other detail added, but is no longer transposed the title to description. AI filled in my description. Heck no. AI was kind of funny. I mean, it was overselling the hats I put it on. And I'm like, I'm keeping that in there just because it's funny, but it's nothing I'm going to use. It's overkill. I don't think there's really any wording in there that's going to make that sell faster. It's just, and plus it's so hard to even see descriptions nowadays. So maybe I'm wrong. That's just my first feel of it. Maybe that'll change over time. But as of right now, unless it's like something I put up for a super high dollar and I throw it in just for, poops and giggles. I still believe it is best to devote 100% of my energy to eBay, even with all the website problems and explained today. Yeah, I do too. I'm giving like throughout you got to remember, I work 10, 12 hours plus a day. So devoting a couple of hours to doing it and being more focused. I'm actually probably with trying to get this new number system down. I've kind of slacked off on listing. Like I said, I've probably only got maybe 120 items listed in the last 2 days, where I normally do 100 plus every day. So it's kind of slowed me down, but I'm just kind of trying to wrap my head around the new process of shifting from volume to dollar-wise and trying to get all my numbers in my head in a row so I don't have to stress too much and stuff like that, so I can enjoy myself a little bit more. Because I overthink everything, so when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah, so during the day when I list, if I list 10 clothes or 10 shoes, I'll go ahead and move them over to Vendu. It only takes a little bit of time, and then I give about an hour. Last night I only gave like 45 minutes to it, but and then I move over to Posh. But I mean, like I said too, I didn't even turn Posh on this morning yet. So, I mean, it's just, I don't see no long term with, or big dollars with Posh. I'm just hoping to get start to get $10 a day after I get a couple of thousand items over there. That's all. An extra $300 a month. That's and we'll see. We'll go from there. This is getting out of hand. Longtime seller here since 1988 with 2 retail stores, then eBay since 1998. Closed the stores, just doing eBay as well as other sites. It's been total death. Nothing in sales. Did whopping $40 for the weekend. Etsy about 20 sales for the month of July. Posh 1 sale. Mercari hit or miss. So eBay pays the bills. And eBay is always going to pay the bills, it seems. It's just, we just got to get through this whole transition that the website's going through before we can, I feel like we're just trying to figure it out before it's even done. So the rules change on a daily basis. Yay. and that's the hard part. So, and a $12 shirt that would have been on sale for cheaper just sold. So, keeping my sales off right now. I did turn hats on at 10% just to see if I got a hat increase in sales. Plus, it's a higher dollar, mid-dollar item. I'm definitely not going to put the low-dollar media on sale. Hopefully, people will do the bulk buy on those. So. How much does Vendoo charge to do this? There's different criterias for numbers of items. So you have to look into that. The cheapest one for the unlimited plan is $60. So chances are most of you are probably going to use a plan underneath that. And I don't have them off the top of my head what the price is. You can click on the site and it'll tell you the prices. It'll say to move 1,000 over per month, it's X amount of money, or whatever the case may be. So depending on how many items you have, and you only have to use that the first month. And then you can downsize if you don't list that much per month. Thank you for making this video. I believe I will cross-list my entire store within the next week. Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. Like if you have 1,000, 2,000 items, you can probably knock the whole process out in a week if you dedicate yourself to it. So just think in a week's time, you could be totally duplicated on another site. All right, let's get some shipping done. Oh, apparently there's somebody out there talking about me. I thought she was going to say something. That was another one. Christina. I just made my first sale on Poshmark. I really like the customizable bundle option that you can just set and forget. Yeah, I know nothing about that. I haven't even looked that deep into it yet. So I have mine set to 2 or more items, receive 10 off. I got 2 or more, 25% off. But you can pick a combination of numbers. See, I don't know that. You already know more than me. Between that, the one low rate shipping, $7.95 for anything up to 5 pounds. I see that definite earning potential. And unlike eBay, who puts competitors on their page, Poshmark puts any bundle deals you offer on the top of our page. I think I am liking this. Thank you for steering us into the diversity direction, James. So far, so good. Awesome. Yeah, she's been saying somebody's been talking about me in lives, but somebody I've been nice to on my live. So I think I know who it is, but because I think they've said bad things about me before, but I don't care. They're just trying to get clout as they're new to YouTube. So they're trying to stir some pots, I guess, to get some views and what have you. And they're new. They'll learn. They'll learn. All right, let's get some stuff shipped. All right, because this is a whole new process for me. So Adrian did print up a scan form last night because I did see it starts having a countdown. So that's one thing I'm learning too with this new whole shipping process. So I don't have a total system set up yet. So I'm just kind of winging this until I can see what works best. So you have to work with me or deal with me here on this. So maybe we'll do these little, media first. Maybe see if that works pretty decent or not. So we've got a Dinner Dash PC-ROM game. That sold for $10. This should have a case. Let's see if I can get a case. Get a full case here. Double. There we go. So $10 for these. So yeah, I don't have nothing yet, so I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe today maybe I'll try something different today than I did yesterday. So we'll do like something like that. See what works the best. Then we've got this the Sundays album by Joe St. Michael's, sold for $8.50. And it's just a CD and like some paperwork that came with it. Probably like a promo package that was sent out, if you will, talking about the album. So we get that. So we'll click that one. We've got Alanis Miles, Black Velvet on cassette single, sold for $6. So keeping these sales off, you're going to see more stuff like that sell at a little bit higher rate for me, which is good. Like a Taylor Dayne cassette single sold for $6. Man, my tummy is all making noises. The Best of VJ. No, this has got to be something else. Yeah, Zorba the Greek 8-track tape. Sold for $19.50. And we've got a promo. Summer Bootleg CD2. Sold for $8. All right. So I've got the media done. Man, my tummy is like crazy. All right, so let's do labels for those. Purchase shipping labels. Still getting the gists of this. All right, so the PC is 5. Or 9 by. I forget what the size is. I didn't update the PC games yet. Okay, garment manage. I do it like that. Right, I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. All right. Next up, we've got that CD, which is going to be 4 instead of 5. And then I can check ground to see if ground's cheaper. $3.92 down to $3.81. So yes. So see, having that 1%, it wouldn't matter on this one, but that 1.1% can save some money. This one is, I guess, international. So we'll take that one off. Atlanta Miles is international. Remove. So we'll do her on Pirate Ship. We've got the Taylor Dayne cassette singles are always about 3, so that's going to be ground advantage, save. I don't think, yeah, so there we go, that. And then we got the 8-track. Why is there not a... Oh, that's international also. Okay. I'm like, what's going on? All right, so this don't seem like a good effective way to do it, just this few here. And then we got that one, which is going to be 3, 6 by 10. Okay. And save 2 cents on ground advantage. So, all right. Okay, I'm just making sure. I have to take my time until it becomes second nature. So, Well, this is taking longer than it should, or at least longer than it has in the past. All right. Print labels. Let me make sure there's enough in here. Yeah, it should be enough for this. And it's already buckling though. Let's not risk it. Ooh, I already need to order some of these. I do. All right. Yeah. Okay, print. My name is Print, and it prints funky. Sorry. All right. There's that. Now we come down. Let's see see how we're doing this. Okay, we got the CD. Going to Worcester, Massachusetts. Thomas has that. Next up, we've got Taylor Dane. Headed to Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's weird. Get off my fingers! And William has that. Getting used to this, man. This is weird. Alright, next up, the Sundays album. Headed to Tavares, Florida. Christine. And the Dinner Dash. Sold 2 more Vern stickers yesterday. Thank you guys. Yay, Mr. Vern. Mr. Vern. Can't wait to sell a bunch and then write a cool check. Go down to Stray Rescue and hand him a check. And hand him some Vern stickers. What am I doing? Habit. And going to Worcester. No, I'm up at the top. Blair, Wisconsin. Noah. All right. Go back to Seller Hub. All right. Well, maybe I'm just going to click on everything this time. Except these 2 I know are international. And we'll go back to that route. Oh, I do have a shirt that's paid. That's not pulled yet. Which is on Poshmark, so I gotta make sure that ended. All right. Shipping. Well, unclick a couple of these, James. Unclick the 8-track. Analyst. I wish I could tell if it was international just by looking. I guess I could if I done the math with the that one's international for sure. For sure. Looking at the math between the costs. Like that's $10. Yeah, so that's probably going to be international. That is not. That does not look to be. So I think I got them all out. I guess I could have just done them all and removed them in like this. That would have been quicker. I'm learning. I'm learning a new system. All right, so that one aired out. So that's international. So remove that one. So it would have been quicker just do it like that. All right. Next up, we've got Can I give you the price from here? I cannot. So, can't give you the price they sold far from here, so I'll have to do that as I pack it, I guess. So we got some Saucony women's shoes. Been in the store for like 5 years. I'll get a system down eventually. We'll get something working. Something that flows better. I always allow myself a little time to learn stuff and get systems down and stuff like that. So, all right, we are at 1, 7. And those are like 15 by 13 by 5. Say. Now, did they pay for priority? Because it's coming up priority. Or maybe that's just the cheapest way. Sometimes, yeah. It's weird how priority for that. No, it's not. So maybe they're just paid for priority. I'm guessing if eBay put it there, that's what they paid for. Well, it says standard shipping. Oh, but it doesn't say ground advantage. But it doesn't say priority. I have to go back and check the shoes on that. All right, so I'm going to know what that is, so it's okay to seal that one up. Next up, one of the if you watched the video of the vintage clothing lot I picked up, this is one piece from it. The Folio brand? I don't know. Pretty cool tag, though. You know, it's made in China. It's like vintage made in China stuff. And it even has Chinese writing on it and stuff. So, pretty cool piece. Wish I could tell you what it sold for right now, but I can't because I don't see it. I spent $70 on the lot of vintage clothing. So that will be a 4. And I'll just go 12 by 10 by 3. Okay. Next up, another piece from that vintage clothing lot. We got this dress with the belt. I think, if I remember correctly, I think this sold for 30. So 30 of the 70 was made back just on this dress alone. So it's a pretty cool dress. I'd wear that if I was a girl. But I got a thing for polka dots. I don't know why. A couple of the shirts I wore, a couple of the women's, girls' shirts I wore in the late 80s, early 90s when you could do that stuff. The beginning of that stuff. And still be a straight male. Wear polka dots. I had a black one with white and a white one with black. I do believe, if I remember correctly. So, I think they were both. Maybe the black with white was Tommy's. Or did he wear mine? I loaned it to him. Maybe. I don't remember. I had a friend, we'd always dress. He'd have the black with the white polka dots. I'd wear the white with the black polka dots. We'd go to clubs, see bands, and pick up chicks. The best way to pick up girls in the late 80s, early 90s was to dress like one. For some reason, in the middle of the night, I kept waking up because of sinus pressure. But I came up with this theory, apparently. Because you see so many news medias trying to sell and the followers of these things trying to sell that America's racist, America's homophobic, and stuff like that. And so my theory in my sleep was, there's no way America is racist and homophobic anymore. They just talked about there's aliens here and nobody cares. It's like if we walked past an alien in the street, we'd kind of look at first, but after a week, if we saw it and saw it and saw it, guess what? It's just there now, and we don't care. That's the true definition to show that America is not racist or homophobic. We don't give a damn rat's about there's aliens. We knew it. Hello. All right, next up. All right. So next up, we've got this Hap Palmer vinyl record. Yeah, maybe I need to show and give the prices before I click on it. So I think I know they'll do that differently next time, because I'm already sealing that up. So, and that was 12.5. I have not got the dimensions in yet on that one. I forgot to do dimensions yesterday. How is medium mail $10? Oh, because that's what you can't put 12.5. You got to put 13, James. All right, that's better. That's a new thing I got to get used to. I'm used to putting in the exact amount out of habit. Next up, we've got Robert Downey Jr., Rolling Stones. And I need a bigger mailer. Don't make a mess, James. Don't make a mess. Dang, that one's not even big enough. And I made a mess. Where are my big mailers at? There's it. There's it. Don't go in there. It's a mess now. Messier than it was. A little bit bigger than I wanted, but I couldn't find my fives. So I will. And that's a magazine, so it has to go ground. 10. Let's go 15. Okay, now I think I got it. Review. Confirm and pay. Print label. Man, I definitely got to get a system down. This just feels so chaotic. Not a very much fan of chaos. Okay, now. The magazine is going to Destiny in Pueblo, Colorado. Sold for, see, it's not, oh, there it is, $6. So the Rolling Stones sold for $6. We've got the vinyl going to Nashville, Tennessee. Vinyl sold for $12.60. Then we've got the dress, the black polka dotted dress, going to Newcastle, Delaware, sold for $30. Newcastle, Delaware. Bigger chance of making mistakes this way, though. Making sure you put the right thing on the right package. The vintage white shirt, headed to Los Angeles, sold for $18. Amber got that. And the Saucony shoes headed to Chase City, Virginia, to Dorothy. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to open up a separate window, make sure that all these are international. Because then if they are, I can stay there and I can print out my thing. So that's Canada. So all these, so I can print out my packing slip now. Print scan form. Generate. Generated. August 3rd, print. Okay. I am not liking this chaos. All right, now pirate ship. Not liking not having a system. All right, with Atlanta Miles headed to Israel. Sold for $6. And cassette, $5.99. Whoops. That's a pretty decent international size. I did notice international seemed to be a little more dominant yesterday, especially percentage-wise. Because normally when there's a totally crappy day, my international is 0. So to have 5 internationals, with just 27, actually I think I got more than, I don't know when I do a print up here, but at least 5 out of 27. And that's high. And there might be a few more from last night, I'll see when I do the print up. But alrighty. We've got Carl Below vinyl record, headed to Australia. Sold for $5.55. So that should be my lowest number, unless I take an offer for some reason, like having slow sales might take an offer to help the algorithm, if you will. Because I have not turned on that 10% coupon as of yet. Maybe I'll save that for like a weekend thing. And with the hat sale, I only turned on until Sunday, so think if I do that stuff, I'm going to be kind of do it in a methodical way and see if I can get different results or whatever. 15.1, what was it? 555 value. All right, we have the 8-track headed to Australia. So far, 1950. Baby girl. Baby girl. I've been getting over Benadryl. Doesn't seem like it might be helping a little with the bath. But she's very kind of sluggish with the Benadryl. 1948. Here's the 8-chart. Next up, we've got Hurley baseball cap, headed to Canada. Sold for $8. Oh, Canada, our home made to fly. About 70 days till hockey season. But I don't have high hopes for us this year, so I think this year is going to be like a growth year for the young guys. So I'll have to look at it, go into the season, reminding myself, view this season as seeing how many goals the young guys can get compared to we're going to make it into the finals. So I'm not disappointing myself, because I will if I think we have a chance. Stop popping up in my way. So that just means this year I'll be able to work while I watch a lot of the Blues games, because it won't be that serious where I've got to pay full attention because we're just killing it every game. Normally when we have a super good season, we are out in the first round of the playoffs anyway. So look at it that way too. If we do make it in, we have a kind of a crappy season. Maybe there's more of a chance. All right, we got a Miller Lite hat headed to United Kingdom. Sold for $11.10. I gotta get a system down that works better. System down that works better. 1110. Gotta get a system down that works better. Stuck on you. I got a feeling deep down in my soul that I just can't lose. And I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Courtney, stop biting your back. Resist. Resist. Maybe I need to go buy some powder or something. I may have some upstairs. All right, let me do a printout here. See how many international we've had since yesterday. And 8. So 8 international. It's a pretty healthy international number for the low amount of items I've been selling the last couple of days. So that's one positive, at least, to take from them. All right, then we go back and look at our costs and see where we're at. And this will, the percentage cost does not include the pirate ship, obviously. I do those the next day when I get all the numbers in. So we were at $89 with 18.6% selling costs. So I had the one shirt pay, so 106.10. We're at 59.8. But I've seen that number come down, so I don't know why that number changes, but I've seen it come down. So this tells me I need to sell a few more higher dollar items to get that number down for the rest of the day, but we got the whole day to do it. So I want 50 or under. We're 9.8 over as of right now. Actually, a little bit more with the pirate ship. So I need to sell a few big dollars. If that person with the cassette order, I had a cassette lot order yesterday of $250. He hasn't paid yet. He only has 18 feedback, but he has multiples from different sellers. So he comes in and buys bulk from other people. So I expect him to pay. So $250, like one cassette alone was, I think, $75. Another was maybe $60. And then some smaller dollar cassettes. So hopefully he'll pay today at least. That'll get that number up. And that selling cost down. Because all that will go in one shipping thing. So. Let me refresh, see if it comes down yet. Nope, still the same. But I have seen that number drop before anything else changes, which is, I don't know why. So we'll see. So I'm kind of trying to gauge why the number's higher. I guess this being 3 organics sold, 3 promoted sold at this time. So 3 didn't have any extra fee on it. Oh, that's the game I'm playing now. So we'll see how the day works out. So, yep. All right. I think that is all. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate all the support with the Giro Pack stuff and the Vindu if you're using that. I've had a couple of you do that so far, and I've made $36 on that. So much love. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video as I'm on this little new adventure. Change up, if you will. So later.